What up? What up? Um, I just wanted to make this video. I've been following politics my whole life. And first and foremost, God rest Jocelyn Nungaray, along with the other women that were killed senselessly. I mean, it just didn't need to happen. Um, and they got blood on their hands. They knew what they were doing. Whether you want to make the argument they were trying to get the votes or just wanting to cause chaos in America in general. They probably had a couple different motives, but the fact of the matter is they let this happen purposely, the migrant crisis, and the vetting was lazy. Matter of fact, it was nothing at all. There was no vetting, so they let it happen intentionally for power, which brings me to my next point, my main point. So there's two different types of people who get into politics, okay? There's people who get into politics for money and power, status, to raise their family name, legacy, those things. These motives that aren't really based on God or your heart. And then there's people who get into politics because they care, actually care. Matter of fact, they can't go to sleep at night because they care so much. So I've been into politics my whole life, and people like to say the expression, politics doesn't really matter. If I just ignore it, I'm not really into it. How does it affect me? So I don't care. But it affects everyone. It trickles down. It's like a butterfly effect. So it does matter, okay? And I'm not a fan of politicians. I'm a fan of people. And the reason I love Trump so much is that so ever since I grew up, I was born in '96. And I was into politics and I noticed different presidents. I remember the Bush era, and I remember when I voted for Ron Paul. So I remember the Obama era, all that. Anyway, my point is, you come to find out as you get older and you seek and you gain more wisdom and knowledge of the world around you, that all these people have been corrupt. We can go as far back as, Kennedy and them, JFK, I was a fan of. I think obviously he slept around with women. He probably had the mob get him into office. So he was corrupt, but I think he still cared about the country. So I think it really became blurred and so radical as this New World Order, military industrial complex, whatever you want to call it, came into play, that we all know about. So I'm not the only one. I'm just regurgitating this conspiracy, but it's not a conspiracy. These are human beings who want power and status. And so anyway, it's a swamp down there. And I don't mean to ramble, but the reason I love Trump is because he came to drain the swamp, and that's why they hate him so much. It was great when he won the first time, and the look on Hillary's face and the look on everybody's face. But people are so blinded and brainwashed by mainstream media and different things that they were so angry that he won and so blinded by hatred that he won. But they don't understand the nuances or the things that they're being lied to, the lies that they're being exposed to. So a lot of people have drunk the Kool-Aid, and continue to drink the Kool-Aid. I like Trump. I don't think he's perfect. I'm not a blind follower. I use my brain. I use common sense. I think everybody now is gaining an independent mind more thanks to podcasts and stuff like that. So Trump was the first person to come along that I got so excited about, because he wasn't a politician. He was an outsider. And he, to me, was going to put an end to this charade down there, because they're supposed to represent us. Okay, that's the whole point. And how did we lose our heart, our passion, our spirit for the country that we got from the founding fathers, that we got from God, and become so corrupted, And, to think that we overcame Hitler and all that, but yet we're no better, if you think about it, because then we started just doing the same things, obsessed with power and status. And so again, I don't understand today. People say, well, I don't like either candidate. I don't like Trump and I don't like Biden. How don't you like this guy? How don't you like Trump? How do you not like him? Listen, the first 4 years, he did a great job, ran the country like a business, okay? And you can't have everything. No one's perfect, okay? But what are people looking for? I mean, the guy did a fantastic job. Not to mention, he got everything thrown at him. I mean, from smears and lies and the Russia hoax. You name it. You go down the list. COVID, that wasn't his fault. So they intentionally threw everything at him. Did everything they could do to tour him, and he still did a phenomenal job. He made some mistakes that you can nitpick or take out. But again, no one's perfect, and most people who like to judge, they should look at themselves, okay? I mean, people go, oh, well, I don't like that he did this. Well, you tried the job then. You try to be a leader of the free world. I mean, it's very hard, very hard. I can only imagine. So he did a great job, and then people go, well, Trump says this or Trump says that. Like, okay, what are you, perfect? Like, you never been in a locker room? Okay, you never been like, these are these people who are like, it's just, to me, don't throw the stones, okay? Who are you to judge, okay? And there's a sort of realness about him that I love, a realness. He's open. He doesn't try to hide behind things or hide who he is. So I respect that. And I think, I don't want to speak for God, but I'm very spiritual, but I think God respects that. When people come to pray, they should be open and they should, I mean, you can't hide from God. So you have to be open. You have to be real. And the problem with politicians in the swamp down there is they say one thing and they do another. I mean, their whole life is based upon lies, and they go behind the scenes and do different things than what they're saying, or they're saying, and so it's like they live two separate lives, and they're always pushing a narrative. Just be real, just be you, just be open, right? And have a passion for the people and for the country. And I think that's what Trump has. So it just baffles me that still we're having the argument of, oh, I hope there's another candidate. It's so ungrateful to a man who gave everything, continues to give everything. Like he said, he could be elsewhere just enjoying life, but he's in the thick of it for us. And I think that deserves not only a round of applause, but mucho respect, okay? Like much respect. And he's still doing it. So, okay, like, I like RFK too, okay? He's got some good ideas. I like him. Obviously, he's not going to get in. It's a shame. I do like a lot of his ideas. A lot of his ideas I don't. But he's great too because he has an independent mind and he looks at things and he understands nuance and he's not a slave to a party. And so Trump isn't either. I mean, he aligns himself with the Republican Party, and let's be honest, this is really now a battle between good and evil. It's not even about politics, and there are a lot of Republicans that I don't respect personally, that probably have a lot of blood on their hands, a lot of skeletons in the closet, warmongers. So there's a lot of them I don't like either, but I don't hate anybody. And right now we understand what party is not completely out in left field, what party is for the right things or uses more common sense. That's because of Trump. He's brought a common sense back to Washington. He's draining that swamp and making people understand we represent the people, okay? The people have the power. But that's what they want to keep from us. And they've always tried to keep that from us, let's be honest, because they know if we find out, they're screwed. So anyway, where is I going with this? I know I'm kind of all over the place here, but damn, I had another point that I lost. I hate when that happens. What was I gonna say? So it's really a battle between good and evil. It's not about politics anymore. for a while, we've been controlled by these different agencies, or all these people who are together in this, sort of, new world order or power based, and all they chase and all they worship is power, and they forget about God, and it's a shame. So why you should vote for Trump, I mean, there's a million reasons. And, I heard this narrative now because I know the Dems are trying to push away Biden, or at least the majority of them. And, understandably so. The guy has clear dementia. And I don't get why we're beating around the bush. Just say it. I mean, you clearly know my grandma has dementia. This guy has dementia, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He clearly does. Clearly does. So I don't get why people are beating around the bush. I wish when I, watch, somebody would just come out and say, like, he has dementia. Okay, that's what it is. It is what it is. He can't be president. He can't lead the world. And if his family cared about him, if Dr. Jill cared about him, she wouldn't be trying to cling to power. She'd be trying to get him help and really caring for him and putting a less of a workload. But he's also stubborn. He's a lifelong crook. My heart goes out to him and his family. I don't hate anyone. And that's my point about this blinded by hatred. So many people blinded by hatred that they don't want to vote for Trump. Like, they hate this guy for no reason, okay? You should go about life. You should wake up and not hate anybody. Not hate anybody. Be full of forgiveness. Take everybody take everything with a grain of salt, but take everybody with understanding, okay? I don't hate Biden. I don't hate Obama. I don't hate, you name it. You go down the list of the swamp. Pelosi, Soros. I mean, you could go all these people obsessed with power and wealth and money and status. And they just don't care about the country. But I don't hate those people, okay? Because I'm not like that. And I think I don't understand the hatred today for Donald Trump. But yet I do, because the media has brainwashed people for years and years and years and convinced people that this guy is Hitler, which is completely ignorant to history, to the Jewish people, to all the people that died and suffered. Clearly he's not Hitler. Clearly he's far, far, far from it. And clearly he's on the right side. Clearly he has a heart. He's leading with heart, okay? The other side isn't. And I hate to say it, maybe there's some good Democrats who have good intentions. I think the majority of people do. But they just drank the Kool-Aid and they've been led astray. So I think people are finding out more and more, and awakening. So, but I hear this narrative now that Kamala is a good option, which is crazy. I mean, that girl, let's be honest, she probably slept her way to the top. I hate to make accusations against anybody like that, but let's be honest here. It seems like that. And, every time you hear her talk, you can tell she's not a leader. You can tell she's completely unqualified. So for her to be an option is crazy. Why? Just because she's there? You know what I mean? Just because she's the VP. And she basically got it because she slept her way to the top and she's colored. She's not white. So that's why they picked her. And then, if you don't like what I have to say, that's what it is. I love every color. I don't see color. These people do. They constantly divide us into boxes. And that's why they picked her. And this is what happens when you base things based on that and not performance of the job or able to do that job. These two people should not be there. They won illegitimately. And, I know I shouldn't say that because they're probably going to take me off of YouTube. I won't be surprised if my house gets raided, but I'm not that big. I don't even know how many people will listen to this. But it's not a conspiracy. We all know funny stuff happened. And, that's the truth of the matter. I mean, we're not idiots. We're like, they insult our intelligence constantly. We're not idiots. We know there was funny business going on. We know January 6th was coerced. We know they were let in. We know Pelosi had the plan the whole time. We know she didn't let the National Guard in. We know that now for sure. So we know she wanted this to happen. It was all a performance act. And those poor people that are incarcerated that shouldn't be, hopefully they get to come out. Hopefully justice prevails there. And, you know, this isn't a conspiracy. It's good against evil. It's right against wrong. Again, there's nuances and different things. No one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. There is no like really, really, you know, perfect superhero good side and really, really bad. I think they do mistakes on either side, but clearly one side is for the nation and for our values and for God, and the other side is just so obsessed with money and power and controlling people and whatever legacy, whatever they have in mind. But again, I'm going to end this video, but let's not be blinded by hatred. That's why you should vote for Donald Trump, because find it in your heart, even if you don't like this man, find it in your heart to vote for him, because that's what's best for the country right now. It is, and people are so blinded by hatred. Remember, don't throw that stone, okay? You're not perfect. You made mistakes in life. How would you like it if they were treating you the way they treat him? It's not fair, it's not right. So do not throw those stones. You shouldn't hate anybody, period. You can be angry, but don't let that hate seep into your heart. It is not good whatsoever. So, that's why. I mean, I could go on and on. There's a million reasons why you should vote for Donald Trump, but there you go. He has a heart, and people are too blinded by hatred to see that. So, we'll see what happens, guys. Please like and subscribe. I don't really go on here a lot, but maybe I will more if people do. You know, I just like to say what I say. I am who I am. And if you like it, that's cool. If you don't like it, that's cool too. We can have debates, but please don't come in here with hatred, and please always have an open mind. I do. So there you go, guys. Vote for Trump, and that's what's best for the country. Amen to that. And I just want to say one last thing. The one thing I might disagree with is I do believe we have to get past oil and gas, and because we're burning up. I get it. I think when it comes to global warming, things are exaggerated. The left likes to use it. The people in power like to use it to spread fear and say, okay, we got to pass this agenda. So they use it to get what they want. It's fear spreading. But I do agree that we should take care of our planet. I do agree we have to eventually move past oil. I think we are doing that with electric vehicles, and they're making those more and more, and everything's turning hybrid, and so that's great. I think we're on a good path to that. I think we have to find something else other than electricity, but I believe in abundance in the universe and stuff like that people find wacky, but again, so that's the one thing. I know he's going to drill for oil, but my thinking is too, China and all of them are already drilling for oil, so it's like, what's the difference right now? I mean, you know what I mean? So like, they're going to step all over us while we're just sitting back. So Trump has an open mind, so he's going to say, okay, we're going to drill for oil and use that as leverage to gain power over and protection over these other countries, but yet he's going to say, like he says, I'm a fan of all forms of energy, so let's, you know, look into other forms of energy and keep doing that. So best candidate you can pick right now. Enough said.